Welcome to Boggy Creek Life for another episode of Mail Calls and Grail Hauls. I am your host, Cam Boggs. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you very much as always. If you're new to the channel, would you do me a favor? Go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. Turn on the notifications so you don't miss any upcoming content. What I do here is review. Really, we just look at them, I don't like criticize or anything like that. And we build some models when I get the time. Like to do some building, some painting. Really like to do that, but don't really have much time for that. Or this. If you've, been around since the subscribers a little while ago, you remember there's a mailbox thing here that says Mail Calls and Grail Hauls. Yeah, I just because of time, that takes a lot of editing. I ain't doing all that no more. At least for now, I don't make any money at this. So, maybe if I start to make some money at it, which I love to do, I'm just going to keep doing it. But if by chance I start making money at it, I'll obviously make it look better. But I know that's kind of backwards thinking, but it's just a really crunch for time. Not a grail, definitely a mail call. And the reason I say it's not a grail is because it would definitely qualify, but I didn't know it existed. I didn't know it existed until I seen it posted for sale. Got this from Mark Worthling over there at Pestilence Labs. Now, no, he did not produce this at Pestilence Lab. This is from Polar Lights. This is from his personal collection. He's just getting rid of some stuff, trying to make some room. Great guy over there. If you are looking for any like busts or kits or anything like that, go check out Pestilence Labs on Facebook. Hit Mark Worthling up. Good dude. Good dude. This is Polar Lights, quarter scale. The Wolfman, portrayed by Lon Chaney Jr., sculpted by Randy Bowen. 1998 plain Manus, cold cast porcelain, which, I Googled what it was. And I think it was even, what I found was, according to Randy Bowen, they used was resin mixed with porcelain. I imagine it's going to be like dried into a liquid. Cold cast is, it took no heat to harden, just dries. I have not opened this box yet, except for to open the box that it came in. Limited edition, sequentially numbered. There's a number here that either says 68 or 89. I don't know if that's the number of the kit. We might find out when we get inside there. Mark told me he thinks there was about 1,000 of these made, something like that. But yeah, I've been wanting one with the tree. I think the only other Wolfman kit I have is the repop. It's either Polar Lights or Atlantis or something of the old Aurora Wolfman. So I don't have one with like a tree or anything like that, but now I do. All right, well, let's go check this out. Okay, so like I told you, he's quarter scale, so it's pretty big. Let's go ahead and pop this out. All right. So we have Polar Lights presents the Wolfman. The Wolfman, as depicted in the Polar Lights kit, is based on Universal film released 1941. The werewolf is Lawrence Talbot, as played by Lon Chaney Jr. Talbot is a personable young son of a wealthy landowner, portrayed by Claude Rains. Young Talbot returns to his home in Wales after being schooled abroad. He has no interest in the local customs or beliefs of the local peasants. When strolling in the woods one dark evening, he runs to the defense of a woman being attacked by a werewolf played by Bela Lugosi. In the struggle, Talbot is bitten and becomes a lycanthrope, a werewolf himself. After several murders occur, the truth of Talbot's condition is told to him by an old gypsy fortune teller played by Maria. Don't holler at me for this one. Ospinskaya. Okay. She is the mother of the werewolf who attacked Talbot. No one believes Talbot's wild story when he attempts to tell it, and the murders continue. He finally attacks his own father, who, with the aid of a silver cane and the help of others, Ralph Bellamy and Warren Williams, brings about young Talbot's destruction. About the sculptor. Randy Bowen. Profession, freelance sculptor and president of Bowen Designs Incorporated, a company that produces collectibles. Background, 30-year-old native of Washington State, self-taught sculptor with art courses at the University of Idaho and the College of Arts and Crafts in Oakland, California. Career highlights, 3 Eisner Awards, 1992, 94, and 95. Most visible work, Superman figure on the shelf of Jerry Seinfeld's living room of TV Seinfeld. Most notable quote on his works, he is the best sculptor in the industry. This quote about Randy Bowen came from an officer of leading kit manufacturer. We agree. Alrighty, and I always liked this old stuff. Well, it is old. It's 98. I mean, we have some directions here, right there. Says properly paint this kit. We recommend materials. Options may include some other materials, some safety equipment, assembly instructions with a checklist. You can go down, check, check, check. Hints and tips. General, pinning, putty, painting, primer, finish paint, base coat, shading and highlighting, shading and highlights. Special thanks to Terry Webb of Amazing Figure Model Magazine for his assistance in this instruction booklet. All pieces of history in the hobby right here. I love this stuff. I love it. I love it. If you're new, you're probably wondering why I'm like, ooh, this old stuff. I've only been in this hobby for like a little over 4 years, maybe. Okay, so there we just have the top pieces. I imagine this is going to be multi-layered. So pull this one out. Flop that back over. Ooh, and there are the goods. Let me go ahead and get these pieces out and laid out on the table, and we'll be right back. Okay, so there it is all laid out. That's as much as I can mock up. Like I've been saying, I don't have anything. I've tried silly putty. It gets stuck in places, especially here in Florida. It gets warm. It's like, you guys know of anything to mock stuff up with. Plus this didn't really want to sit on there because he's leaning forward. So yeah, I mean, I could have used rubber bands or something if that wasn't the case, but the way he's positioned, I mean, okay. Branches everywhere. The only branch we're going to focus on is this one, because even though they're all masterfully sculpted, a branch is a branch is a branch, you know what I mean? So you can see it's going to look really cool there. And I'm holding that because the base is 2 parts. So he's going to be up here and one of his hands is going to be sticking through there. And that's going to be pretty awesome. They suggested, they talked about pinning in the directions. Really, the only thing they suggested pinning was the base together and the feet for Mr. Cheney Jr. there. You know, if you acquire one of these and deem it necessary, I think personally, I would maybe get a wooden base to put under it on top of that. Be my thought, make a nice wooden base, stain it, something. Okay, let's get into him and the base. Like I said, it's 2 pieces. First, we'll just go ahead and get this out. I love skulls. Masterfully sculpted. Little jaggedy teeth. I mean, Mr. Bowen even sculpted up the bottom of him, you know. It's a nice little skull. Can't have too many skulls. Tree, nice and textured. Peeling bark. The keys are all, like no 2 keys are the same. That's what I'm trying to say. You can see the detail in there. Will hold all your washes, your paint quite nicely. And I would say at 1,000 of these, I mean, there would probably be a good chance if you're a big Wolfman fan and you wanted one, you could find them. I actually pulled up some on eBay and stuff after I was looking at it. So yeah, they're out there. We'll go ahead and take a look. We'll go ahead and take a look. Detail, holes in the belt, even the little pin. I hate styrofoam. It took me forever to get this out. Styrofoam everywhere. Nice seam, nice folds in the pants. And this is what I like, because obviously a human in the costume, and this is back in the day too, a human in the costume is not going to, they didn't have the special effects that they have now, so he's not going to have that dual joint looking, but how they designed it, you know, they made the heel come out to make it look like that double jointed just by standing on its tiptoes. So I think that is cool. Nice smooth. I mean, I don't hardly see any seams, you know, from the molding process on here. If there is, they're very nominal. We'll sit him down. Nice rockage, groundwork, lots of stuff. You can see the paw prints. That's where his feet go. The tree behind him. So there's like a tree behind him and a tree in front of him, which really gives it a nice look to me. A lot of stuff going on, foreground, background, midground, your subject. And let me tell you, this cold cast porcelain is some pretty heavy stuff. This whole package weighed like 15 pounds. Once again, beautifully done. 1997, that says plain Manus made in China. Well, we've been outsourcing for a minute, I reckon. Alrighty, on to the torso. Stunning likeness to me. Nice detail in the shirt, all the way down to the tiny buttons. Styrofoam. Again, the seam of the shirt. The seam. You're looking for a seam from the casting. Right there, maybe. But I mean, that would be nominal work. I think nominal means the same thing as minimal. Now, I did fit this together just for giggles. And I mean, you can maybe put a little putty in there. And you know what? They never claimed that it would be perfect, even in the directions when I read it. You know, because they tell you how to use putty, what kind of putty to use, and what for. And you got to remember, too, it's 1998. Granted, the casting is better than 1990, but I'm sure it's not as good as it is now. So, I mean, depending on how really picky you want to be, it's pretty much plug and play. We'll go over here to the arm, the hand. There we go. Beautiful detail, the palm, creases, fingernails, even down to the littlest wrinkle. Huh, that fingernail come pretty yellowed. Maybe it was a repair. I don't know what's going on with the camera. But just beautifully sculpted, 3 buttons on the cuff. The baggy, loose-fitting shirt, the movie, locks right in there pretty nicely, I would say. Pretty nicely. I would say maybe put you just a little thicker primer there, maybe. Maybe even not. Maybe don't mess with it. You wouldn't have to use no putty on that at all. I did test fit it to the shoulder too. So as you can see, a little gap there, depending on which way you want to play it. I'm sure that can be slightly modified, but I'm saying pretty damn good. Pretty damn good. Once again, minimal work. If you wanted to use a heavier primer, like say a Rust-Oleum automotive filler primer, you wouldn't have to spray it on the head and the hands, so you can keep your details. But you could tape off the head and maybe use it on the shirt, I don't think you'll really lose your details. You just dust it here, one light coat, and maybe hit it a little heavy there and probably fill that right in. That's just me thinking. I know some people just like to use Vallejo primer and stuff like that. That's fine and dandy. Putty away. I mean, I would probably put some putty in this too, just because I like to use Aves 2-part epoxy putty. The other side, spot on once again. Which I'm saying this is excellent for how old this is. That stuff fits this well, in my personal opinion. And this is just from stuff I have purchased, old stuff, which I love because, like I said, I've only been into this like 4 years, so I feel like I missed out on a lot. It's all just like brand new to me, like I'm a kid. Right in there in the sleeve, perfect. There we go. Same thing. Beautiful details. Look at the stretch there. The stretch in that skin. Just like my hand. Just like that. Masterfully done. Yeah, I like a werewolf myself. Getting there the older I get. Masterfully done. All the way down the little seams. All in all, I give this kit big thumbs up, especially if you're a werewolf guy. I would, maybe seek one of these out. Like I said, they are out there. They are available. All right, let's wrap this up. So thank you for taking a look at that kit with me. I mean, we both put eyes on it first together because, like I said, I didn't open it before I filmed it. From this piece of the hobby history, I like to call these older kits. And some of them got some flashing galore, but we build models here, so that's what we do. Notice I set the night guy back there because the video I posted the other day, it looked like I painted him white, but that's actually silver. It's like a non-metallic silver, and I was trying to see how it would show up. But he's my stress relief because, like I said earlier, the alien, for me to work on it, I had to like break out an airbrush and all this and that, which I have set up, but I'm slow, old, and lazy. So it takes me like a whole free day to work on that model. As with him, all I gotta do is pull out paintbrush and some paint. So I'm starting to hop back and forth. Plus, I need to start getting some of these kits done, and that's just how it goes. Once again, if you haven't subscribed already, please like and subscribe. When it gets to 1,000 subscribers, you can go back and check in the other videos. I have a floating Vlad Dracula, Gary Oldman Dracula from Bram Stoker's Dracula, 1992, I believe, that I will be giving away when I get to 1,000 subscribers, if that ever happens. Right now, at the filming of this, I'm at 273, so that means we're 27 away from 300. So if I could ask you guys to like, share it, comment, ask questions, any kind of questions that, hey, how do you do this, or, about this or that, or maybe do you have a kit of this that we can see? Anything. Interaction helps. It gets up there higher in the algorithm, gets it more in front of more audiences, and people get a chance to see it and maybe subscribe. Once again, I appreciate every one of you, and just, I hope you enjoy hanging out with me in my little nerd land. I like it. So, with all that being said, be good to each other. Model on.